Good morning. Today we're going to be doing the Rampart Reservoir Trail. Very beautiful area here. It's just outside of Woodland Park, kind of in the mountains in between Woodland Park and Colorado Springs, but access to it is really through Woodland Park. You've got some forestry roads. It can easily be accessed by a car. You don't need a truck or anything, but there are some dirt roads and forestry roads that are pretty bouncy and rutted out, but a car can handle it just fine. So just to see some of the reservoir here, and you can see Pikes Peak out there. This place is very, very pretty. One thing of note is that it is not free to get in. It costs $7 to get in, and it is quite stunning. So $7 to get in. This is actually my second time trying to get this this trail run in. I came here a couple weeks ago and we just got nailed by a massive storm that came right over the mountains and got us. So I got a little bit of drone footage then, and then said, all right, I guess I have to come back. There's a boat ramp. You might be able to see it directly behind me. You can fish from here. You can boat in here. You cannot swim in here. So keep that in mind. There's nice picnic areas. There's camping locations here. It's a beautiful place. So the trail itself, I've never run it before. I have done some research on it. I'm thinking it's going to be right around 11 miles. Not a whole lot of up and down. Really, elevation gain or climbing during the run is only in around 500 feet. But one thing to keep in mind is that while you're running it, you're starting at about 9,500 feet. So oxygen levels, depending on where you're coming from, might be a lot less than what you're used to. It does have some facilities. There's some bathrooms here. They're park bathrooms. They're not regular flushing toilets or anything like that. Think of it like something out of the movie Saw in certain locations. So it's a beautiful area. I'm excited to do this run. This is my long run day, so like I said, it's going to be about 11 miles, but I've got to do about 2 laps because I'm looking for in the neighborhood of between 20 and 22 miles. So we'll see what it all comes out to, but I'm excited. All right, so just to contradict something I just said, I used the facilities here just before getting going, and I tell you what, they were incredibly clean and well stocked, so wasn't so bad. All right, right over here you can see is the boat ramp area, and the trail start is just beyond that. There's a good amount of parking here, so I don't, depending on when you come, I'd imagine certain times, nice days, later in the day it will get a little bit busy, but last time I was here I didn't have any trouble parking. This time, no issue. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Alright, so it's definitely pretty. You definitely feel, if you're running, the effects of the 9,500 feet, but the climbing's not bad so far. I'm only a half a mile in with about 70 feet of vert, but it's nice. The one good thing about the extra elevation is that it's going to be a little cooler out. So temperature right now is perfect. So for the gear recording people, or who have an interest in it, I've changed up my recording rig from the GoPro Hero 5 with a Feiyutech gimbal to now just going with the Hero 7 Black and the Hyper Smooth stabilization. And then it's just on a little shorty kind of handhold tripod. Mainly because I had to figure out a way to do these trail runs with poles and everything, and that thing just got so cumbersome. But we'll see how this one turns out. It's the first time. So navigating this is no trick, just trail goes right around the reservoir. And it's hard to not stop and constantly look out at the water, especially in the shots where you have the water and Pikes Peak in the background. Oh man, it's beautiful. All right, 2 miles in, only about 180 feet of climbing. And just after I said you're following the reservoir the whole time, you go off the reservoir, but there's no competing trail, so it's still pretty easy. Alright, so I'm at the 5 mile point right now, a little under 500 feet of climb. That's about I think it was closer to 420. So I think there'll definitely be more climbing than 500 feet if I'm only halfway done, but we'll see what the total distance comes out to. They do a really good job with the trail, following all the inlets, and they'll bring you out into the woods a bit, and that adds on the mileage. But 5 miles, I might get 10, might get 11. It's going to be close. We'll see. 6 in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it through the GoPro or not, but the reflections out there, that's the parking lot we started at. I wasn't sure we'd get 10 miles out of it. We're definitely gonna get at least 10. Upwards of 11 for sure. So it's beautiful. A little open in some places, so later in the day it's gonna get pretty hot, but it's nice up here. Got a bit to go. I can see the reservoir crossing kind of right out here. It's going to be a hot minute before I get to that. Almost done with this loop. Hit the this crossing here right at the 11-mile mark. I'm at 11.05 right now. 820 feet of climbing. Once I get to the parking lot, quick bite to eat and get out on the second loop. All right, all restocked, about to head back out. And all in all, we had about 11.7 miles, 831 feet of climbing. And the whole time it was very, very scenic. Not technical. If you're a mountain biker, there's a lot of trees that have fallen and are crossing over the trail. So you'll have to probably get off the bike several times and jump over those. But for hiking, for running, for mountain biking, lots of fishing here. Like I said, no swimming. You can boat, you can kayak and everything. They just ask that you don't, get in the water. And they do allow motorboats, but only, I think, Thursday through Sunday. But it's a beautiful place. $7 to get in, $7 well spent. I suggest you get out here. Take care.